Hello and welcome to Metal Gear Survive. With the beta finished, I wanted to share my thoughts and impressions with what I saw and played. In general, I thought the gameplay for the online component was pretty good. Stealth is solid, it's Metal Gear Solid 5 stealth, so your stance, speed, and positioning all play into detection. If you come at someone head-on, they're more likely to see you than if you come at them from behind. Stealth kills, of course, make a comeback, and can be used to shut down some of the more dangerous enemies. The crafting system is really interesting, and the materials are really diverse. What you can do with them is really broad. It reminds me of Dead Island or Dying Light with how their crafting system worked, and it's really streamlined and easy to understand and see what you need or what you're lacking. Setting up defenses is really simple, and it feels a lot like a deeper version of Fortnite. You can set up, a chain link fence, which zombies will press on and can climb over, or you can put one that has razor wire at the top so they can't climb over and take damage when they hit it. You can set up different levels of spike barricades, and you can set up machine gun turrets that are both automated and manned. There's even traps and prefab towers you can set up. Combat was a little jarring at first, since for melee, if you just hit R2, you just start punching, which you can skill into having it be effective, but I didn't do that, so it was just meaningless punching. But if you have any melee weapon equipped, you have to hit L2 like you're aiming a gun, and you go into a ready stance where you can, depending on what your skills are, use different abilities or just attack. And within melee weapons alone, I've seen axes, weighted baseball bats, there's the machetes, and the spears. I personally enjoyed the spears since they gave me reach and gave me precision to hit a single target and take them out fairly quickly. The gunplay is your typical Metal Gear gunplay of you can either aim normally in third person or you can go into a first person view. I used the sawed-off shotgun a lot, and it felt really good to use. It had a lot of force behind it and would take down a good number of zombies. Or, if it didn't kill them outright, it would cripple them and take legs off, or would knock them out at least. The Cyclists that pop up are a nice deviation and help you from just standing around and getting bored. Admittedly, they do need variety, since currently it's just run to an area, find the box that dropped, hit the box, and run, or if you really want to, kill whatever spawned to defend it. The only other thing I noticed to be lacking was mission variety. For the beta, all we had was to defend an iris generator, which defending an objective is fine, but we need more to go with, maybe surviving a number of waves wherever we can. Maybe having to defend multiple generators, it rotates, fighting bosses, just more variety. I don't think anybody can really complain about having more to do. Outside of the game, I saw some criticism that was either worth noting or I just found kind of funny. The first being that the game's premise is nonsensical and doesn't fit in with the rest of Metal Gear Solid. I think the big thing to take away from it is Metal Gear Survive isn't meant to be in with the rest of the games, it's meant to be an offshoot, and given the history for Metal Gear, it actually kind of fits. Like, yes, being dropped into a parallel dimension full of nanotech zombies is odd, but Metal Gear has always been pretty strange. Psycho Mantis is telekinetic and psychic. Vamp could run up walls and across water, had superhuman speed and reflexes, and could heal out of mortal wounds, and that was later just attributed to nanomachines. Fortune had the power of just being so lucky that bullets would miss her and grenades would become duds. She used a portable railgun that was normally prone to technical issues and could barely be fired by anyone else. In Metal Gear Solid 3, the Sorrow was already dead by the time you get to him, and yet you still face him in essentially the spirit realm. The Pain controlled pheromones that allowed him to control hornets. The End was over 100 years old. and was said to have photosynthetic capabilities. Volgin had both electrokinesis and pyrokinesis. And Metal Gear Solid 5 had the one that covers, the virus that created the parasite units, and they could make zombies. And the one that covers extended the infected's lifespan, replaced and replicated the processes of the digestive system, gave superhuman strength, agility, resilience, durability, allowed for near-invisible camouflage by augmenting skin pigments, covered the skin with a rock-like material to serve as armor and could be launched as a projectile, made photosynthetic skin that allowed for rapid healing, dispersed mist that could rust metal, release pheromones that could control insects, and allowed for the infected to ignore pain by releasing high amounts of adrenaline. In essence, Metal Gear has always been weird. Then I saw the complaint of Survive is recycling Metal Gear Solid 5 assets, which I find kind of funny because it's part of the Metal Gear series, and to remake existing things just because it's a new game would be a waste. It's like complaining that Fallout New Vegas has the same 10mm pistol as Fallout 3. Why reinvent the wheel? If the game wasn't labeled as a Metal Gear game, then I could understand complaining that they're just taking assets from a different game and shuffling them about. Plus, I think the biggest thing is the assets fit the setting and look good. They don't look dated, they're not low poly or low texture, they fit in. The next one I saw was zombies are uncreative. And really, what game hasn't had generic zombies? Seriously, take any game and you will find that they have at least some of the following types. Slow walker, runner, exploding, armored, ranged, typically via spit or vomit, fat, and tanky. To complain that the zombies are uncreative is kind of a disingenuous argument to use when comparing it to other zombie games. Then I saw a lot of people complaining that this one isn't made by Hideo Kojima. And I'm a Metal Gear fan. I like Hideo Kojima's work. I'm excited for whatever Death Stranding is going to be. And I like the fact that this game wasn't meant to disrupt the story he worked on. This isn't Big Boss fight zombies in a parallel dimension and then upon kicking so much ass gets spit out into a hospital in time for Metal Gear Solid 5. Another one definitely worth mentioning was people had found microtransactions in the beta and were worried that the game's going to be pay to win. The boosters you can buy are negligible at best. 2% increased Kuban energy, shared resource, and battle point acquisition is pretty far from pay to win. As a comparison, Rainbow Six Siege's Season Pass is more pay to win with a permanent 5% renown boost, auto-unlocking new operators, and additional challenges over non-Season Pass owners. Plus, when asked about it, producer Yuji Korakado said there will be things like accessories in Metal Gear Online and forward operating base in Metal Gear Solid 5. So no loot boxes and certainly not pay to win. The final piece of criticism I saw, and this one I thought was really funny, was it's more Survive and less Metal Gear. And all I can really say about that is good. I want it to be more Survive focused and less Metal Gear. I don't want just Metal Gear Solid 5 with a stamina meter. I want it to be something different. I want a different experience. Otherwise, I would just be buying Metal Gear Solid 5 all over again with a handful of changes. Plus, I think the game has a good amount of Metal Gear in it. So, that's really all I had to say on this. If you're excited for this game, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to hit the like button. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.